Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to discuss the markets once again, but not entirely the markets, as there's way more than just trading and investing. Today we're going to dive into a project that we like. We're going to have some information about that one, but we're also going to discuss some more about fundamentals and FA, regardless of what was happening on the markets in itself. As blockchain, crypto, and everything surrounding that is solving issues that we currently are facing, which means that it's just heating up and there's just way more to gain still with the technology that's behind the overall platforms or trading that we do. So first we're going to discuss Atom, but before we're going to start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel beneath, as that is helping me to gain a bigger audience. First of all, we're going to discuss Atom. Atom is doing really well, one of the biggest gainers since the last months. Started to integrate more stuff. It's also called Cosmos. This video is also about the price prediction of this one in 2021, but also about the fundamentals of that project in itself, as it just launched Stargate. We're going to that topic in a little bit, but first we can see that Atom has been making a massive move in terms of price action, in which we can see that we've got some levels to watch. Once again, I'll be going through the levels that we have to watch in general on Cosmos, as that is the key factor of our social media platform, right? So the level to watch on the weekly time frame is structured around this level that we have here between $7 to 8 to 9 actually. That is the weekly level that we have to watch, nothing more. Daily level that we have to watch, we've got another constructed here around $12.20, and we've got another level which is around $15. Those are the levels that I'm watching on a daily time frame. On the upside, we can also see that we've had a few of those tests on Atom, and right now we're seeing a resistance and rejection at resistance, right? So we see that we reject here, which means that we're currently trending down. We've also discussed that the market is currently constructing a conservative period in which we're testing lower levels, in which those ones are the ones to watch in ultimate correction period. The lowest between $7 to $9 is also something that we have to take into account. Then looking at the 4 hour, we can see that we try to break above this range high, fail to do so, drops back into range high, most likely gets a retest here after rejection at $19. But then we get to the point of what we're doing in this video, and we have been saying that markets can go up significantly. If this corrective move is going to end somewhere in this range, you can start constructing a new impulse wave based on the information that we have here. So this previous one, so let's assume this is going to be the low, then we have the first areas. Second, we can do it with the recent low and the recent high, which is constructed from here, and then we can start defining those TPs as well. So if we are going to have a conservative period in which we are going to end that correction around any of these regions and have another impulse wave, I'm going to see 35, 40, $50 and potentially 63 as next. Most significant area that I'm going to watch is this zone at $40 and the zone at 50. And then next, the confluence that we have here. So these three zones are levels that I'm watching on Cosmos for the coming year, especially if we get another impulse wave during the summer. And that impulse wave is most likely going to come through the Bitcoin pair, as the Bitcoin pair in itself shows that we're not overextended at all. We're just making the first run up after we've seen massive accumulation going on. So we still have to make that run on Cosmos here. And what are we currently seeing on Cosmos is that we make this breakout up here, and now you want to see a new higher low being constructed to define that next continuation period, in which this green zone is most likely that new higher low that's going to be made. If that happens, I'm still assuming that we're going to see the next strength of the markets through the Bitcoin pairs, as we have been discussing over and over again on this YouTube channel. So we've just witnessed a very big move on altcoins, but overall we're still looking to see this overall strength on the Bitcoin pairs, which is most likely going to come through the summer. And then we get to the point where Atom is most likely going to go through, which is the next the targets that I've just discussed, which is 50, 63 and 43. Most likely 50 and 63 are on the tables for Atom, given the strong fundamentals that they have, but also given that the price action of Atom is going to run significantly and the Bitcoin pairs are going to do well, as that is just not making price discovery at all yet. It's just retesting previous levels of resistance. That is the resistance zone. Now we are most likely going to get tests of any of these two levels. We've already seen a few of them. And after that, if we get this compression, just like we see in any of these constructions, we get any retests, then we go some sideways action and start accelerating again, through which Fibonacci extension can also be used. And we would not be surprised if we get a retest here, which means that if we get such a move, the price of Atom is already going to accelerate towards $50. So why is Atom doing, why am I bullish on Atom? Well, I truly believe in ecosystems in itself, where platforms and everything is integrating with each other to define or to create a beautiful decentralized blockchain ecosystem where everybody can work with, rather than every blockchain working aside from each other, trying to be that one big winner, and then we're all going to use that blockchain, which as a matter of fact, Ethereum is trying to achieve, or has been trying to achieve, and until now we've seen that that is not the way. So then if you have that sort of view on the markets, Cosmos is trying to build that ecosystem that we want, in which Stargate has just been launched. It's what it says here on the screen is that for the first time ever, Cosmos blockchains will be able to connect with each other using its first standardized protocol for inter-blockchain communication, IBC. And it's also beautiful that these blockchains can integrate with each other, but it's also we're also trying to create an ecosystem in which everything is just connecting with each other, makes it even more beautiful, makes it easier to integrate with everything in the world at all, which means that all those blockchains and protocols will work with each other, and from there we go forward. That is way more approachable, or better approachable, than just one big platform like Ethereum used to be in the past. And then we've got some projects that are being built on Cosmos as well, as you should not be focused on Ethereum blockchains only, or platform, or applications on that platform. You should also be focused on Polkadot and Cosmos, and maybe Cardano when there are some projects on there. And one of them is Akash. And Akash, I'm explicitly saying that one, as there's some cool stuff coming out on this one. It's not going to be a shield video in which you should be buying it. I'm just really looking forward to how Akash is going to integrate and to move forward from here. As Akash DeCloud is the first decentralized cloud marketplace. So what we've seen in the past few years is that cloud computing is still getting bigger and bigger and bigger. AWS is one of the biggest providers in that. Everybody is working in clouds nowadays, and Akash is trying to become the first decentralized cloud provider. They're doing that through different ways, or through multiple ways. There is the DeFi section as well, and tomorrow at 8 March, Mainnet 2 is going to be launched, in which they're going to actually build the framework for that cloud computing providing. So a few examples of the full awesome Akash list is DeFi, blog, games, databases. You can see all those names here. And there's also information on this website in which they are releasing information about what Mainnet 2 is going to be. There's going to be that IBC compatibility, in which it's going to be integrated with the Cosmos ecosystem, through which it can work. There is also going to be this decentralized cloud compute marketplace, in which you can get the best price for hosting it, etc. Flexible bit pricing, in which providers can configure their pricing based on parameters such as CPU count, storage capacity, and endpoints. So there are many cool projects that are being built, and I'm just very short on Akash right now, as there's way more to discuss. But this is one that you should be looking at, as it's trying to integrate or to improve the world that we live in which we do have clouds, but they are not decentralized. AWS decides it for you, in which we do need to have that decentralized space, so everybody can just start integrating and working with it from everywhere in the world. How do they do that? There's also a very cool feature in this, and that is how to become a node. Is the Akash Supermini, most powerful portable supercomputer. They are going to ship out those stuff in 2021. Well, how does it work? You plug this in, you offer compute, through which you offer cloud basically, and then you earn crypto through hosting that or through generating this with this small supercomputer, which is awesome, which is really cool, which is also cheaper than all those other cloud computing that we have right now. And I can definitely be sure that I'm going to do an interview with one of the founders or team members, possibly even Greg, in which we'll be discussing or go more in depth on Akash in itself. But I just wanted to give you a slight view on what Akash is. And there's some really cool stuff coming up on mainnet 2 in the next few days that you should be focused on. So this is one of the projects that I really like. I'm not the only one on social media. But it's funny that not only Ethereum is doing well, but there are multiple platforms doing well. And that's why the maximalistic view of some people should be deleted, as there's just a beautiful ecosystem being built in which all those platforms, all those blockchains are integrating with each other. Akash is one of them, and this sentence is beautiful to say. Mainnet 2 provides a Uniswap style experience to cloud deployments in a cost-efficient, permissionless, censorship-resistant and non-custodial way. That's beautiful. That's how I'm going to end this. I'm sure I'll be tweeting some stuff about Akash as well, and very soon an interview. I wish you a beautiful, beautiful Sunday, and I'll see you again tomorrow for a fresh new market update.